9, New York's #1 for throwbacks.
Hello, and welcome back to Tanny Talks Live. This is episode 8, and I have my very special guest, director extraordinaire, Alonzo Herran Jr. So I just wanted to kind of get into it for those who don't know, right? You are doing directing. Tell me a little bit about why you chose directing as a direction in your life.
Well, you know, it's funny. Everything that I've done in my life, it was never planned. It just happened. I just jumped into it. Mm-hmm. And once I got in the water, I just had to swim.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, as far as the film business, back in 2009, I had a friend of mine. He did an independent movie called Cash Rules.
Okay.
And he had, he had like a lot of upcoming actors. Like he had Tretch in there. He had J.D. Williams, Notori from Power, and he shot this movie. Yeah. And he got this movie done, and he wound up at that time it was Koch Records that he got a distribution deal from. So they wound up giving him, a nice piece of change for it.
That's right.
And then he had he came to me because when I was when I was a cop at the time, I was making a lot of my money on real estate, buying, rehabbing, and selling. And he wanted me to invest into his movie. And I was like, let me think about it. Mm-hmm. And I was never a real big reader. And it was a guy named Alonzo Banks from Newark. He's an author. Mm-hmm. He did a couple of urban books. And I started reading them. I started reading the books.
You loved them urban books.
Oh, man, I got in love with them. I was
phase at one point, man.
Yeah, so I read about like 4 or 6 of his books, and then I got into Terry Wood's books, Dutch and stuff like that.
That was my job.
That was a classic.
Y'all know. If you was there, you was there. If you wasn't, too bad.
after reading several books, I said, everyone has a story to tell. It's all about how you tell your story.
Correct.
So I had this post one time. I used to work at Broader Market downtown, and from 3 to 11, around like 7 o'clock, all the stores were shutting down. I used to just whip out my notebook and I used to just write. I used to go back to when I lived in the projects, and I thought about.
So you was writing scenes?
I was writing a story, basically like I incorporated like 4 characters, and I incorporated my lifestyle into this character, and just went back from when I was like 5 years old to my present time then.
Right.
And I wrote down high school years and becoming years, and pretty much, and I just wrote, and then I wound up self-publishing it, a book.
Good for you.
Yeah, what was called Living with No Regrets.
Yes.
So the book was doing good. Like I would do a little book signings. People come out and they're like, "Lonzo, it's a good read." And when he came back to me the third time, he said, "Look, Lonzo, I got this project," and he was like, "I really would like you to invest." And I said, "You know what? This would be an accomplishment for me." I wrote a book. I was turning like 40 years old at the time. I said, "I'm going to invest into my own movie."
Right.
And I said, and he was kind of upset. But I said, I'm gonna do the book, the story of the book.
So he was like, "So you not gonna help me, but you gonna take my idea and make a movie when I've been trying to help you invest?" Okay, so then did you ever you didn't help him out? Then I'm assuming you just
he had.
You know what? You gave me an idea. Yeah. I'm gonna do my own movie. How's that?
Yeah. He opened up the vision to me.
I'd have been tight if I was your friend. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes, that's just how life is. Sometimes you gotta step out of the box and just try and roll that dice for yourself. Because if I would have, me personally at that time, if I would have invested into his movie, I know we probably wouldn't be speaking now, because I know it was some business. Bad business from the other movie project that he did with some other people, and that I didn't want to get caught up in that.
Understood, and that's true. Sometimes you gotta kind of like keep business and professional separate a little bit, because especially if you already know, like, listen, this might not be it. I ain't risking it.
Absolutely,
because it is definitely a big risk. So tell me more about you starting your own movie.
Yeah, so basically, not like I said. Don't know anything about the film world. Never went to school for it. I didn't know anybody. I know a couple of music video, guys. So I wound up reaching out, and I met this guy named Jamal Hall. He's a director, and pretty much he did a lot of music videos, but he was crossing over to doing film.
Okay.
So I gave him my vision. He read the book, and he said, I'm willing to help bring this to life. And I wound up connected. I met Tretch.
Nice.
And I said, Tretch, I got the story. It's this character in the book. I want you to read it. And he read the book, and he was like, I love the character.
Right.
So he was on board, and then, I started doing the casting call. I was getting people trying to get for doing the casting call. And, and what happened was I had no plans to be in this movie. I wasn't even looking at myself as an actor. But
I would want to be in it. It's about me. Sure, what you mean?
So
it's based on a true story.
No, fiction.
No, fiction. But it's inspired by. Inspired by.
So basically, when we was having the casting call, and a lot of people came out for this character named Malcolm, and I was like, I just couldn't find the person that could play that character. So one of the other actors said, Alonzo, listen, won't you just try it? Give it a chance. Mm-hmm. And it's funny, your so-called friends, he ain't gonna be able to pull it off. He's not gonna be able to do it. He's not gonna do it. He's really down, hating on the low. Mm-hmm. So, and one of the guys that was really hating, he was in the movie. And come to find out, my performance outdid his, to the point they was clowning him the whole time. Like,
in the scenes?
Yeah, like we'd be on set, they'd be like, man, do that over, you messing that up. And he was getting into his feelings and emotions. And it just come to show, don't ever judge nobody.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did that go? What was the success of that?
So we finished the movie. We wound up having Tretch in the movie. I had a little cameo in Mano. I had Black Rob.
I saw that.
Charlie Baltimore. AZ. Mark John Jeffries. So it wound up becoming a good film. A good urban classic.
I love that.
And we kicked off, and it took off. It really took off.
Yeah.
So,
and I feel like that was a really good time to start doing things like that, because I feel like that's when everybody was kind of doing like their own like movies and stuff like that. Like Killer Season was like doing his little thing,
exactly.
And everybody was making their little like movies on the side. And I think you were right on time.
Yeah, at that time it wasn't too many out there at that time. Now it's
crazy.
It's
Now it's oversaturated. But you caught it at like the prime time.
Yeah.
When it was just
I think I remember
noticed.
Like a couple years ago. Before then, it was like that's when like Strap was like the first HBO independent movie that took off when Fredro starred. So it was like it opened up doors, straight out of Brooklyn. It was like, and then so like you said, Killer Season, and then Paid in Full. So it opened, it gave people that inspiration, people that was girls that was on the dancer pole. Now they actresses making money.
Right.
The guys that was hustling, they trying to. So it opened up other doors, and like I said, you got to step out your comfort zone to see. So that way you can pat your own self on the back and say, you know what, Lonzo, you tried it. You don't regret it.
Correct.
It is what it is.
You better say. I would rather say I've tried than to say that I never did it and regret not even trying.
Yeah, because you don't want to. I always live by. I didn't want to never grow old and be like, I should have, I could have, and would have.
Oh, we hate that should have, could have, would have. We don't like that.
I always hate like when I speak to guys. Some of my friends that came home from jail. Yeah, I had $1 million, and I said, you had $1 million, but you ain't even got a T-shirt.
But you have now, exactly.
So it's just that at least with that I could say I always got that movie. I can go back and look at. If I pass away, my son can always remember me by this. That's
really admirable. Like I feel like that's. I like that for you. You know what I mean? Like you saw something. You was like, I got this book. I'm gonna write it out. I'm gonna do a film about it, and I'm gonna try and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then look at where it got you now.
But yeah, because that became a passion for me. Like I love taking the idea, putting it on paper, and bringing it to life.
Literally, yeah.
And then you get to see your creation.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about King of Newark?
So
we already up to number 3.
Yeah. So
you gotta fill us in for those who don't know about King of Newark.
So Living with No Regrets was the first movie. That's the prequel to Malcolm when he was out in the street. Now, King of Newark was the second movie. Was basically that this guy Malcolm, he's going into politics now. He was working in the political field. Okay. He's running for mayor.
So he flipped it.
He flipped it.
You know what I'm saying?
Smack it up, flip it.
He went legit.
Yeah. So, but his past is still haunting him. The haters.
Of course.
They don't want to see, some people walk right.
I mean, it depends on what he did. Because if he did somebody dirty, you never know. Because I ain't never gonna forget.
It gotta be exception. What's unacceptable?
I just never know. Like, if you disrespected me, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, now you want to go all corporate and now you going political. I'm like, I'm going to have to find you at the parade because I ain't forget. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? There's some things that you did in the hood.
If just say y'all went out on a one night stand and you never talked to you, that's doing you dirty?
Nah.
Never. Okay. Right,
I mean, you have to actually, like, I have to feel disrespected in a way. Like,
cool,
you know
I
what I'm saying?
understand.
Like, just you know, making me look crazy or having my character bad. Like, I don't play about that.
Okay,
so,
all right.
You
so,
know.
Are you easy to forgive, though?
I forgive easily, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I forgive easily. But I definitely get my lick back.
Oh, all right.
So you're going to do you, I'm going to do me, and are we going to forgive each other or are we going to keep doing this?
Absolutely.
That's how it's going to go.
Yeah.
You know?
So, making King of Newark, it was like, this was like I said, when I stepped into the business, it was just an accomplishment. Now we're looking to carry the story, do a sequel to it. And I was big on the name. I was like, what name want to use for the title?
Right.
And it was like, at that time, Newark was getting a lot of publicity. It was like people was coming to Newark had got the tax credit. People was coming shooting Batman movie there, and Cory Booker was the mayor at the time. It was transition, so it was like Newark was everybody wanted to invest in Newark, I should say. Real estate was booming. Everybody from New York moving to Newark.
Yep.
So I was like, all right, we had to use Newark, and it was like King of Newark, and then the feedback, the backslash started coming, because it was like they took King of Newark as I was talking about, like Kingpin, who's the biggest drug dealer in Newark, and I'm like, no, we're not.
That's what I would have thought too. Honestly.
No, so the King of Newark to me, and we had to transition that to the world, was that here's a guy, Malcolm, that came from poverty and climbed his way up to the top. So he's the king on his level of his throne.
Right.
Not being the drug, even though the drugs is incorporated, the politics, the police, it's just the point that he rise to the top of his level. And it was just,
But it's not like him trying to take over the city.
No, not really. I mean, he was well respected.
He's just
in the
king
city.
of Newark.
He's just a king of Newark.
I get it. I see what you're going with.
His own throne and his own castle.
So I know you were saying that you from Jersey, right?
Born and raised.
You know what I'm saying? He from Jersey, and I've been giving Jersey a lot of love lately. You know what I'm saying?
We need some.
I know my homegirl, shout out to Angie, been trying to call it the J these days. So if you're from Jersey, I you know what I'm saying? The young folks is calling it the J.
I think if you want some love, you better start with the J. But shout out to Angie. Shout out to Angie. I gotta say, listen, is she making a name for herself and she's getting out there? I don't know her vision. I don't know what she's planning to do. But like I said, we have to support each other no matter what. And we support.
Don't be like New York haters. We don't support each other.
No,
I'm kidding.
But they say that about New York, but on a different end, New York do show love to the artists. They show you love. We have art. There's a lot of big time artists and actors, entertainment alone that come out of Jersey.
Right.
But we don't get the love. A lot of y'all those people are still here doing stuff.
Right.
Us, they leave and they forget. They pop in and pop
That's
out.
true.
But who came back and said, who's the next Redman in Newark? Who's the next Lords of the Underground in Newark? Who's the next Queen Latifah? Who's the Michael B. Jordan? He's from Newark. Tisha Campbell.
I'm sorry, but y'all need to come out. Well, it's coming up. I see
It's
the
coming
energy
out.
now. I
It's
see
coming
Jersey
out.
coming back out.
Oh.
I'll be honest though, my grandma lives in Jersey, and Newark is crazy area to just be in. I feel like Newark is
why Newark is crazy? New York
I'm
is
from the
crazy
Bronx.
too.
No. I'm from the Bronx. I'm from the dirt. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But I went to Jersey, and I went to Newark, and I was like, this ain't for me.
Really?
I'm telling you, it was sketchy. It was like dangerous.
So you were safer in New York than you are here?
I felt no. I'm not saying I was safer. What I'm saying is I felt more unsafe in Newark than I do walking down the projects like in the Bronx.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe because I'm from the Bronx. Yeah, it was giving.
I want to walk down the projects in the Bronx.
I mean, you can. We
You
can do
take
that.
me?
Yeah, I would. It's mad cool.
Do I gotta carry
Especially during
my
the
weapon?
summertime. I mean, if you want to, you never
But
know.
do I have to? I'm asking you.
I mean, I feel like I need to have something going in Newark. No lie.
But being with you, I should be good though. Your name should be stronger. Right?
I mean, be with me, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I don't start no problems. I get love everywhere I go. So,
Tanny
you know what I'm
talks.
saying? We pull up to the barbecues. They're gonna give you a burger.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna give you a plate. They're gonna look out.
Not with no extra sauce in it though, right?
Now I'm gonna make sure give him the extra burnt chicken, the one that we covered up with the barbecue sauce. Give it to him, okay? But no, yeah, you could totally do that. It's fine.
No, I love my city.
It's a culture.
Yeah.
I just felt like I don't know. It for me. I was just a little on alert for some reason, but it was because I noticed stuff, you know. So I was just like looking. I was like, ooh, it looks a little. I feel like I just.
How many times you visit?
A few times. Where was I specifically in Newark? I don't know. I can't even tell you what block it was, but it was giving a little. It was giving the hood, which I don't mind because I do love the hood, and the hood showed me love. Yeah. But I definitely felt like I gotta like kind of keep my eyes kind of open, and like I got on the bus, and these young girls on the bus were like getting a little crazy on the bus. I was like, listen, I'm gonna have to smack one of these little girls on the bus. They're gonna jump me, and I'm gonna get beat up in Newark. I gotta get out of here, go back to the Bronx. I got no time for that. Yeah. But let's talk a little bit about the third movie though. Okay. So how has the character grown, you know, from transitioning from where he grew up at with the first movie, becoming a politician, you know, in King of Newark. Newark.
Say it right.
I'm sorry, you're not from New York. Newark and New York sound mad the same. Yeah. It really truly does. Like it's very similar.
You gotta let it roll off your tongue. Newark.
New York. No, but tell me about King of Newark 3 and how he develops into this character in the third movie.
So, all right, so for King of Newark, the first one, he's running for office and he becomes the mayor.
Correct.
Newark,
good for him.
Yeah, so in King 2, at the in the King 1, he wants something happens to him, and to the point where his son is in King 2 is getting in a lot of trouble. And pretty much he felt like he needed to step down from being mayor because again his past is haunting him. People are trying to hurt him and trying to set him up and send him to jail. So he steps down.
Okay.
Now King 3, because he's a powerful man, he knows all the big time hustlers in the street. He knows the right people to go to. He's the politicians are coming to him. The streets is coming to him for his help.
I love that.
You know, to keep the gang balance down, to keep the peace in the street.
So kind of, I would say King 3 is him on the rise again. It's like, the redemption.
On the rise, but also pretty much trying to just, for his way to really pan out away from everything else.
Yeah, where he kind of like so he comes up, then he's like, all right, and 2, he got to kind of like back down a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Take care of the family, get the loose ends that he didn't tie up in 1, get it right in 2, and then in 3.
Cover up them bodies,
You know what I'm saying? But then, and then in 3, he's kind of like, okay, well now it's like, okay, the hood needs me now.
They need you. The politicians need you, the hood needs you.
Right.
And, he's the
Does he make it right? Does he make it right? I need to know.
I need you to come and see it. I need you to be there Thursday or Friday.
Thursday or Friday. So let's tell them what's happening on Thursday or Friday. What's happening Thursday and Friday?
So this Thursday and Friday is the premieres. It's a 2-day premiere of King of Newark 3 at Newark City Plex Theater and on Springfield Avenue, if you're familiar with it. We got 2 showings, 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. It's going to be a red carpet, star-studded event. We got a bunch of celebrities that always pop out. I know Fred will star. He's definitely coming. JoJo Simmons. We got a lot of people just hitting me up. Erica Peoples just hitting me up. So people really want to support this. We just trying to. The whole thing is we just trying to take Jersey to another. I don't even say Jersey. To be honest with you, I use right now. It's called the Tri-State.
Correct.
Because it's New York,
let's start saying
it's
that for now often.
Philly, I think about it's tri-state. Everybody's involved.
Everybody in the Northeast.
We just trying to open up that door. We got Lionsgate coming to Jersey, and
I heard that too.
And the only way we're going to get in the door is we're going to have to be strength in numbers. We have to come together. We might have to boycott and be out there and say, listen, we have a director on this line. We have a producer out in this line. We have actors. We have writers that's qualified to work for you or be able to produce for you.
Correct.
So sometimes people come into our city and they bring their own people and we overlook. We don't get the opportunities.
Yeah, and I think that there is a lot of talent out here.
Absolutely.
You know, there's a lot of talent in Jersey, a lot of talent in, in the cities that, are in the tri-state area. And I think if we were to support each other more, we don't have to fly to California to get all these film deals like most people think that they have to do. I feel like a lot of people on the East Coast, well, not so much now, but everybody before, I felt like it was like, oh, I have to go to Hollywood. I gotta go to Hollywood. I gotta go to LA.
And I know a lot of people that came back.
Exactly. But now we got, you said Lionsgate is coming. They're opening up a Netflix. I think in the Bronx. They got like another studio.
Projects?
No. No, but we have York Studios.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like film studios that are being built now on the East Coast, kind of like shedding more light, so we don't have to like live that West Coast lifestyle in order to be successful.
You're right. Because I remember somebody asked me a couple of years ago, they said, would you move to LA to produce films? And I say, I don't need to go to LA. I could be here. Exactly. I don't mind going to LA to network. Right. Just like I don't mind going to Atlanta to network. Right. But I don't have to necessarily to live there in order to get things done.
Yeah, and we don't need to go to the Oscars over there. We can make our own Oscars over
here.
Okay, yes. And I feel like we definitely need to kind of support each other.
We do
more often. So
we do.
I know we have them tickets for the premiere.
Yes.
Where can we find those tickets?
On Eventbrite.com.
On Eventbrite.com. Do you have it like on your link on Instagram?
Yes.
Where can we find the link?
Click in my bio on H Royal Family on my Instagram page. Click that link. Hit that bio. Get your tickets. Come out, support. Trust and believe. The money that we asking for, you're getting a great movie. Mm-hmm. You're getting a red carpet experience. You get to meet the cast, take pictures, network, and a free after party after that.
Yeah. So your ticket comes with an afties. Yeah. All right. So copy our tickets. All right. Go to his Eventbrite, check out the link in his bio, and cop those tickets because we are trying to see Newark, King of Newark 3. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm so glad that you came here to chat with me on Tanny Talks Live. Can you tell them again where to follow you on your Instagram? You did mention it.
H Royal Family is my Instagram page.
All right, so check them out at H Royal Family. And don't forget, the premiere is Thursday and Friday. It's a 2-day event, okay? So it makes no sense why you can't make it, all right? We got 2 days.
That's right.
2 days. Pick a day and go and cop those tickets, all right? And we will see you there at the premiere of King of Newark 3.
Yes.
All right, and what we're going to go ahead and go do is we're going to close out this show with my boy Mo Dollar's song called Picture Me. You feel me? Because we getting motion pictures out here, right? All right, bye.